Our Massey Ferguson. It's the smallest tractor that we'll have baling. I'll get in the cockpit and get you oriented. Alright, so we're on the Massey Ferguson. What you got here, just a standard key. You crank it just like it, make sure it's in neutral or your clutches match. You crank it just like a car, but you cut it off. To cut it off, you pull that out. Make sure the key's off or it'll run the battery down, but pull that out. If you turn it off like a car, it's not going to stop. That thing's going to be pulled out. The other thing is, if you try to crank it and this thing's pulled out, it ain't going to crank. So anyway, otherwise, your standard clutch, you press it and put it in gear and let out on it easy, and you'll be on your way. This is your brakes. It's got two gear shifts. This is high and low range, and this is the individual gears. So you can see from that, you got reverse, first, this is weird, but first, and then second, third, and then up, and in the middle, and up is four. But you have that in low range, and then you switch it to high range, and you got four more gears. We'll decide what gear is best to bail in. You won't have to worry about that. You put it in one gear, and you're good. The main thing you have to watch is the temperature. Whoops, sorry. That's the main thing. I don't know if you can see that temperature gauge or not. You can see a reflection. But anyway, that temperature gauge right beside the gas gauge, that's the major one. I mean, if it runs hot, then you stop it and you call for help, and that's good. This is your throttle. So you keep it, it's not like a car, it's got a gas pedal. I mean, it's got one, it's right there. Nobody ever uses it. But you set the throttle and whatever RPM that we think is good for baling, and then we're good. This is the power takeoff, or PTO. That puts it in gear, and what that does is it starts that shaft spinning. It's not hooked up right now, of course, but it starts that shaft spinning. The main thing is, if you get off the tractor, that thing needs to be out of gear unless one of us tells you, hey, we're working on something. And if you do get off the tractor and it's in gear, you just stay away from that PTO shaft, because if it gets your clothing, it's going to suck you in there and it'll kill you. That's your emergency brake. Don't trust emergency brake, especially on old tractors, because they might not work. A lot of times they don't. Alright, what else? These levers here, this one, makes your front end loader go up and down. I'll push it down, it'll go down, but you won't use that except for to get it out of your way if it's in your way. This right here, this lever, it makes you, it swings the tongue for when if you're driving on the road versus in the field. You only have to switch that when you get in the field. These levers here, we just leave up. We don't worry about it, because that's that's part of the 3-point hitch there. These levers raise and lower it. We keep it high so that it doesn't hit anything on the balers. And I'll get back there and show you what the swing tongue, what I'm talking about on it. All right, this is the swing tongue, what I'm talking about. Because when it's in this mode right here, you're pulling, it's right behind the tractor, and that's how you move it. In other words, moving down the road or whatever. But keep in mind, if you are going down the road, this dude is 10 foot wide. So, make sure you realize that. It sticks out on both sides probably. But anyway, we use that other hydraulic lever when you get in the field to move it over to this side here. Move the tongue over, and what that does is it pushes that yellow pickup out to the side so that you can run right beside that windrow. Your windrow of unbaled hay will be right there, and it'll run right into that pickup right there. Now some of these, actually two of our balers have while I'm at it, two of our balers have a hydraulic pickup. So this thing right here will raise up and lower. On this tractor we won't have that, but on the others we will. And so you can raise it and lower it if you. Otherwise, you have to come back here manually on this particular baler and on the older one we got down there. So we can go over that, but just trying to get you oriented a little bit. All right, I think that's about it for this tractor here. Again, there's a PTO shaft right there, and it hooks up right here, and stay away from it if you're outside the tractor. and stay away from this pickup. Both of those and we'll be alright.